Anyways, I don't know what I was saying. Oh,
Now I
you hear
do.
that? It's the next door neighbor's voice. It's not ours.
Just do it live. This is how it is.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, Gaydar.
Welcome back to the Queer Sister podcast. My name is Jasmine. I'm bisexual, and my pronouns are she, her, and
I'm Natasha, and my pronouns are she, her, and I identify as a
okay.
lesbian.
So, what are we supposed to be talking about today, Natasha?
Okay, so I don't want to because I don't know when this is coming out, but recently, the Taylor Swift album came
Mm-hmm.
out, Folklore, and so I was listening, and I was one of those people who um, was a big fan of Taylor in the beginning. Like, girl, our song, Teardrops on, like, I loved the first album. Second album was good. Third album, loved. It was my favorite for a long time. Fourth album, I like loved, but it was like a hidden pleasure because I was like, it was like to the point where I don't know if I'm getting off topic, but you feel like, people were kind of turning on Taylor because they thought she was like boy crazy and whatever, da da da. I stopped listening to her because it wasn't that the boy crazy thing. It was um I liked when she, this sounds bad, like, was a little heartbroken. I think her songs were really good. I like that with artists, all artists. It has nothing to do with Taylor. But Speak Now, that album was great. Red was great too. So I started listening to Folklore. This is long story short. I started listening to Folklore because I hadn't heard the last two albums. Did not listen to Lover because I was like, she's gonna be singing about some boy. No, thank you. And then I didn't listen to Reputation because I was like, every time Reputation came on the radio, I swear to you, I did not listen to that song for 2 years. For 2 years, and it was out of spite. Every time it came on, I would click. Like, I knew it was like the dun, 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 and I would just go ahead and know what the song sounded like. I watched that documentary that she had on Netflix, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't hate the songs. Like, I was like, let me listen to them, whatever. But I really listened to it after I listened to Folklore because it's like, girl, this is for cottagecore lesbians. This is not a straight album. I feel like I'm really rambling, but I already had this feeling. I've heard other people talk about it, so I'm not the only one and I don't out people because we should never out people. But it's not outing if it is not confirmed. If this is a guess, it is not outing. You can't out somebody if you don't
I
know,
guess.
right?
I don't know.
Unless I saw her doing something and I tell
Yeah.
people that's outing. If she told me, that's outing. I don't know her personally, never met her, so it's not outing. But I've always had this feeling that she was queer. Now, how queer she is, I'm not sure. I don't know if she's a lesbian. I don't know if she's bisexual, whatever she is. I believe she is bisexual because there's a few relationships with men that she's had publicly that I actually believe that she actually had
Mhm.
relationships with. You know, I believe whoever the little high school boyfriend she had, I don't really believe that Corey story, but if you're not a fan, you don't know.
I just want to preface this
You can tell I'm a
by
fan now.
saying that
I'm a
last
fan.
week you had went into a huge deep dive of every single song that she's ever done and pieced it together like on a wall.
I was going to tell you about this deep dive.
in a timeline, figured out who went where. It was interesting.
But it's not just all me. There's Tumblr dedicated to this. There's people who have a whole spreadsheet of what the song.
Her what is it, discography, like there's like a whole research study probably out there, like
Yeah, I listened to all of Folklore multiple times, and then I listened from her first album all the way through. I couldn't get through Lover. It felt too straight to me. I don't think it is, but it felt too straight, like it was like
Mhm.
performative. But if she's bisexual, it's not performative. It's just like I just felt she's really trying to sell us on this Joe thing. But also, I heard that she might be engaged, and that's that. But okay. Anyways, let me get into what I think. I really think she was in a relationship for like 2, 3 years with Carly Kloss, the
I'm
mom.
not gonna say
It
no.
listen to lyrics. Listen to lyrics. Anyways, what I was trying to say is why I don't know how long we've been talking about this, but I wanted to like talk about gaydar and how do like gay people have gaydar? Can you just tell? Is it intuition or is there like obvious clues like everybody could figure that out? Or like maybe you're just like looking into like this is something I do. This is how I react to something, so of course they're gay. Or is it just like I wish they were gay, they're
I think
gay?
a lot of times it's both. Most people wish
Mhm.
certain people who they are attracted to are queer,
Yeah, of
and then
course,
there are those people
of
out
course.
there that, oh my gosh, like yeah, we know. We don't have to say anything,
Yeah.
and we're not going to say anything until you're ready. But you don't have to say
Well, it's not outing. Like, but there's multiple celebrities, and I can name a
oh
lot,
no.
and I can name them. I feel like I haven't done that in a long time, and I can name them for real. Let me just go down a list. Say so. Taylor
Yes.
Swift, she's queer.
Okay.
Camila Cabello, honey,
Mhm.
that's another deep dive rabbit hole. If you want to see some stuff about that, look it up on YouTube. Her and Lauren, they was
Oh
together,
gosh.
honey. Um, there's another one, Saoirse Ronan.
Mhm.
she's she's a lesbian. Nothing in my heart makes me believe she likes men. And if she does, I would be so surprised. So surprised. When she was on the Ellen show and Ellen was like, pick this person or this person, we'll figure out who you want to date. This guy or this guy. And she was like, uh, he seems like a good friend. I could see like you want it to be like you don't want to be like, oh, I like this person or I'm
Yeah.
attracted to this person because you're in the industry with some people. But it wasn't straight. Like, I feel like a straight person could have handled that a lot better. If I was deeply in the closet and someone was like this man or this man, I'd be like, and then what she said was, I like his hair. I don't remember what she said. It was like some stuff, but like she doesn't seem straight to me. Now I'm trying to figure out is that gaydar with her or is that like I want her to be
I don't
gay?
know. I mean, we love the fact that that more
Oh,
people are comfortable coming out. That they're realizing stuff
yeah.
about themselves. So of course, we want to encourage as many people as possible to like live true to themselves. But yeah, at the same time,
If they're in a safe
yeah.
environment and all that stuff. But these celebrities are
Mhm.
adults and they don't necessarily live with their parents anymore. I can understand like, oh, I don't want to lose fan
And there
base.
are a lot of people who don't really, they still don't approve, of people don't even approve of this podcast, like they're
They don't listen. That's
still
what
a
I'm
lot
saying. Like
of
my thing is like, okay, maybe I'll if I was a celebrity, maybe I'll lose that little conservative group of people that were
it.
my fans. But like if that was my identity, I don't really want them to
That's how
like
you
me.
feel about
Like
it,
I
but
you can like me, but I don't really want you to I don't need you to consume my it's not I don't want you. I don't need you to consume my like whatever I'm putting out. Like I rather like maybe lose a few people, but gain a whole community of lesbians. I'm telling you right now, bisexuals and lesbians, people who women who love women will ride or die for a queer woman who's in the media or someone who plays queer people
mhm.
repeatedly. There's a lot of people like Julianne Moore. You would think like she must be a lesbian at how many lesbians she's played. But she's just a strong
Very strong.
ally. Kate
Kate
Blanchett,
Blanchett.
honey, but she got a whole ass husband and saying she's straight. That's fine. That's your identity. And whatever. That's your identity. If that's what you're saying you are. That's what you're saying you are. I'm talking about the people who have not said anything.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Taylor, I don't think she's ever said I'm straight. Stop saying that. Listen to her.
She's dropping hits, y'all. She's dropping hits.
You cannot write a song called Betty saying, I messed up, Betty. I love you. Can I sing? are you going to, like, whatever the lyrics are, like, can I come to your party, whatever, would you want me, can I kiss you in front of everybody, and then say, oh no, I wrote it from a man's perspective. Honey. And you could have, because she's a storyteller. You could have. But also, I know this is off topic of Gaydar, but there's a lot of lyrics she says in there, secret relationship, hidden relationship, we're in secret, nobody knows about us, like when we get alone, like if her relationships are so damn public, like her and Harry Styles, you can't tell me her and Harry Styles, I mean, they were beards. They were beards for each other because she was dating Carly Clark. No, she was dating Diana Agron from Glee. Don't tell me I'm wrong. She was.
Well, Harry's always been out as bisexual since the beginning.
He was out as bisexual. I saw on Tumblr before he got big, but I also heard that, especially X Factor and especially X Factor UK, they closet their people. No, they closet, like, I don't know if they closet, like Fifth Harmony, Lauren Haregi. I don't know if they were like, don't come out,
or maybe as
she was like
touring of the world. Maybe it's best that you just keep it.
Honey, most of those fans were gay. Like, I could understand, like, they don't want Harry to come
West,
out,
but maybe they tour to some country that maybe not.
Most of those fans are gay. Even in countries that it's illegal to be gay, hun. You were not a Fifth Harmony fan. I mean, okay, there's probably about 20% of Fifth Harmony fans that were not gay. Everybody else was gay. Look at that fandom. And I don't think I'm offensive in this. You could be that 20% and be straight and be like, oh, honey, Camila's not gay. That's fine. You could believe that. I don't. But same thing with her and Shawn Mendes. They could be together. I just don't really believe it all the time. Sometimes I do believe it. Sometimes I don't. Because beards exist, especially in Hollywood. But that just could be my gaydar, like, girl, this ain't clicking. Because I don't really care if Camila is gay. Like, it's not like I'm attracted to her and I want, like, oh, I want her to be gay. Like, this is hopeful thinking. I want her to be gay because I maybe have a chance with her. Like, no, that's not what it is. It really isn't that. It's like, I just, like, there's, like, this gut thing that's, like, you know what I mean? That's, like, that gut feeling of, like, girl, this is my gaydar is, I don't know, that's my not here. Or is it my head? Is gaydar really in my head? With, like, girl, something ain't adding up.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, I don't have very good, I guess, like, quote unquote, like, what we call gaydar, a better bidar. I can identify as bi. It's queer, yeah, it's gay. But, like, yeah, I do tend to have a weird time.
My bidar, if you want to say that, is peak. I can pick out a bisexual
on, and I don't want to say anything about Taylor because she would never listen, and there's.
She can listen. Hey, Taylor, I love your album. It was really good. When you coming out, sweetie? Because you could be with Joe and still come out. You don't have to say that you were with Carly or with Diana or whoever, that girl, that little fiddle player you had on your first tour. I went through a dive, girl. She had a little fiddle player girlfriend, and she said, I wrote this song. You would think it's romantic. It's about, like, a boyfriend. But I wrote it about a friend. Honey, that was more romantic and in-depth in feelings than, like, your whole first album, honey. Talk about teardrops on my guitar. Talk about what's that song called? I forget what the song is called.
I don't know.
It's on her second album. Anyways, whatever it's in, that's at the end. But I'm going off topic, but still, like, do we feel okay? I think this is also another topic, but like, I know that people are like, oh, we want to, like, stop having to come out. Like, it should just be, like, out. And if you're in a relationship, you should just be, like, open with it and out with it. But, like, is there a point when we should just be like, F it and just, like, stop being in the closet? Like, I understand at home. Like, But I'm talking about celebrities. Like at home, if you're in an unsafe thing, conversion therapy is a
Yeah.
serious thing. People can kick you out. Like, be safe. Don't come out if you're
And that
not
goes
in
the
a
same
good
way. Like
spot.
even
If
if you
you're not
aren't at
there,
home, maybe you're
stay
getting
home.
financial support from your parents or whatever. Like that's also completely valid to for safety
Yeah.
and economic reasons to remain in the closet until it's safe to do so. But I get what you're saying. Celebrities who have more means than most, or probably shouldn't have to really worry about like getting ostracized by certain
But also, then you
people.
kind of look into it. It's not their
That's
job to
true. It's
be
another
like an
thing.
advocate or to have their life be an
Yeah,
example, but
it is very,
representation
that can
matters.
be
But no
very
one's putting
private,
that on them.
that is private for most people. So I get it. You may not want to, but it does help every time that a celebrity does come out and, show who they are, like, be that representation for those kids that, like me, who had no idea what the hell bisexual was and had to figure it out later on in life.
Mhm.
But had I seen that regularly, in media
Yeah.
from real people, from people of all different types, all shades and colors and stuff like that, I probably would have been like, oh, sure, yeah, bisexual, but grabbed that label and kept running with it. So, but yeah, it's kind of like a catch-22 in a way that, you know,
I'm trying to think of like people who I was like my gaydar was like pinging and it was right. Um,
Kristen Stewart.
yeah, but that was
But
obvious.
most people, like what we were talking about,
I'm trying to think of when I knew with Kristen Stewart. Who was the girl in Twilight with the long hair, the pretty brown brunette? They're all brunette. Um, I forget. I don't know if is it Ashley Green?
the
Is that
short
her name?
people.
Did she have long hair in real
No,
life? But she had long
I
hair in real life.
don't remember.
I don't know if it was Alice
Yeah, it
or
was
whatever her
Alice in
name
the
is. Honestly, I don't
right?
know
Yeah.
Twilight. I really don't. But there was pictures of her and some girl always holding
Mhm.
hands during filming. And I was like, something about this is queer. But I don't remember when I was like, this girl's gay. You know what I mean? Like it was like this thing that we knew, but I don't know like when I was like,
I don't know.
for sure during Runaways. That's 2010. Her and Dakota Fanning in those interviews. Wait, Dakota was underage.
Was she?
Yeah, because she's the
Oh,
same age as me, so she was 15 during Runaways.
let's get off that subject.
Or maybe she's 16 because she's the same age as me.
The way
But
I felt that relationship was like, oh, this is my, older gay sibling, like showing me through the world.
no, I want to go back to those. I
All
remember
right.
those interviews. There's nothing straight about that. Same thing with Anna
And
Kendrick. She said in an interview, and I just saw the thing where it's like, I'm open to whatever. I just never, I haven't had like, there's no girl that I've like was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that she
there's been
hasn't
a
done
few people
anything
who've
with
said
me.
that they were open to things,
Her and
and I think that was just a soft way to say bisexual.
well, Amanda Steinberg said that too, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if what pronouns Amanda Lee
I would
uses
say
because I
them.
remember that they said they them, and then she her. I don't know. I hear it all the time. Was starting to date King Princess. That's queer. Do you think that you have gaydar?
Um, I think I second guess myself all the time with everything I do in life, so I don't know what you want to say about that. I'm just not confident
So,
in any decision
like,
that
I
I
think
make.
there's two different types, and I think it's easier. Like, okay, so say that queer women, and I think this is a stereotype, but it's also true. Queer women they can detect gay energy. Like, this when I see like I can see that one time I like saw the cover of a movie. They weren't like caressing each other. They weren't holding each other. There was just two face. They were looking at the camera. Two different faces. One face right here, one face right here, and they were just. It was just their heads and a little bit of their body that were like looking at the camera, and nothing about it. Like it didn't have a gay title, whatever. I didn't even watch the trailer. I just saw that and I was like, this looks gay. Like I instantly know because I just like crave gay content, but I instantly knew it was gay. I was
Yeah.
right, and then I like watched or I read the description. I was like, oh, it is gay. Um, so like I sense it. Say like we watch a clip of a trailer, 1 second of a person. I'm like, oh, there's gays in here. Have you seen me do that? was like I can just
Mhm.
sense it, like I can just tell, and it's not even like, oh, like obviously if it was a girl kissing a girl, you would know that it's gay, but like I can just look at a person in a show and know that they were
You
supposed to
do
be
have
gay.
that. You
Like
do
you know
have
what I mean?
that skill.
Like, I have great gaydar when it comes to media, and like that's why when I say celebrities are queer, another one that I actually did get right, but I was wrong about it because I used two of my types of gaydar. When Pretty Little Liars was going on, Shay Mitchell, and this is not okay. Shay Mitchell and Ashley Benson were the best of buds. They used to call each other Butta Benzo. Anyways, so because
Uh-huh.
anyways, Shea Butter. Anyways, so they used to call each other that, and they were always together. They used to do like the live streams and stuff like that. Something about their energy just didn't seem straight to
Mhm.
me, and I was like, I just thought like, oh, okay, Shay Mitchell plays a gay character on Pretty Little Liars. You're just like projecting that on
Mhm.
her, and I was like, no, like nothing about this is queer, whatever. But they just seemed real close, and you could be friends, and I think that they really are friends. I don't know what they've done, but I was like, whatever. And if you are ever in media and know things, a couple years ago, Ashley Benson didn't come out, but she was dating a whole ass
Oh.
girl. I mean, a whole girl. She was dating Cara
Mhm.
Delevingne. Now, was that two types of gaydar that I was using? I sensed gay in that interaction, and then also I wanted gay from Shay
Yes.
Mitchell, and then together. So was I using those two senses of gaydar?
Yeah. I think
Was my gaydar wrong?
it wasn't wrong because you saw that interaction and was able to determine that that wasn't a straight interaction. So you detected it.
No, but I'm not even saying like I'm saying that they hooked up or
No,
like
you
that they
just
were
felt
together. I
the
don't
energy
think
in
that
the
at all. They were
room
best
was
friends,
clear.
but there was queer
Yeah.
energy,
And
not their interactions, but it was just queer energy there, and it confused me on what that was. So I really do think I have
you
good
did.
gaydar, but the stereotype is that queer women cannot detect queerness directed towards them, and that is true. I've had a whole conversation with someone and just no detections of anything. But like I can tell, like say if it's like over
Mhm.
there, then I'm like, yeah, that person's gay. Or even like, but if it's towards me,
So I
nothing.
think it might just be that being able to like put yourself outside of the situation and like figuring out what's going on. And that's just like with any relationship. People don't really see what's going on in the relationship that they're in. But the second that they step outside of
Yeah,
it, they could see, what's wrong, what needs to be fixed, or, whether or not that relationship needs to be, ended or not. So, yeah, I think most queer women probably do have that gaydar, but yeah, they just don't have it for themselves because they can't see, themselves in that moment.
but it shouldn't be like the opposite where it's like we have this good gaydar, we can sense it, and we shouldn't be like, oh no, they're just being friendly.
There's definitely a time and a place. There's definitely a time and a place where I've definitely picked up, obviously, on the queerness because that's how anything got started.
Your target interactions.
Yes.
Jasmine be picking. Well, Jasmine don't pick up girls. Girls try to pick up Jasmine at Target, and I'm like, first of
Target.
all, I mean, I haven't gone to Target in a long time since this pandemic, but I go to Target a lot. Where are those
I don't
girls
know
when
what
I'm
it
there?
is. I know I do know what it is. I
It's
do know
the
what
bi
it is.
energy. I'm telling you,
It's
bi
the people
energy
that
is
they hire.
strong.
They tend to be more liberal, a little bit more on the queer side. So I see that
Target, so Target
Target
is a
is
gay.
gay.
Okay,
And
okay. I'm for
I've
it.
already
Okay,
declared Target is gay. And so whenever I go into Target, especially like I said with the heels on, if I got a good boot on, um,
I'm telling you, there's something about like this is still another topic, but because I really, if you don't know by now, my brain kind of hops and jumps
well, mine does
everywhere.
too.
But there's something about like, and I'm not really particularly into super feminine people. I, like I'm saying, it's a spectrum. I don't really care. Like, but there's something about a heel when a person who's attracted to women hear the little click click, click of a heel, I swear my head
I see
turns.
it
So I can see that. So like a person who's queer hears
and I
you clicking,
stopped
they're
so
looking,
damn
they're like,
loud.
oh, cute, and then interacts with you. So like if you were like coming from work and you're like dressed up in your little business chic outfit, they're gonna come up to you. So I hear that. No one's checking me in my beat up Nikes or my AirPods.
The New Balance.
I'm clicking so nobody's looking. But
So, okay.
I'm not upset about it. But
Oh, God.
so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So maybe AR doesn't work for people who aren't. Gaydar doesn't personally work for people. Gaydar doesn't work for people personally when they're not the more dominant
Yeah.
one in a relationship or pursuing relationships. I think it's people who are just, you know what I mean? But I just see all queer women. I'm like, they all were like, oh, I didn't know she's gay. Like I see things all the time on TikTok. You guys, I saw this girl. She was so pretty with her mask on at Starbucks, and can you help me find her? And she's in Greensboro. And then she's like, "Girl, do you listen to Girl in Red? Are you gay? Can you please let me know?" Like their gaydar goes out the damn window when they see a pretty girl, and I'm not. I don't know why I say them. I'm gonna say me too. Like it just like can't function. That's like can't the gay,
Too
the
gay to
gay
function.
whatever. Too gay to function. Too gay to function. Queer women cannot function when a cute girl is around. So maybe that's why my gaydar messes up. Celebrities, that's why I think I have like a lot of crushes on celebrities because they're not obtainable. I'm not going to meet these people. Today, if we do meet, forget all the things I've ever said online to
Look
people
at your
or
tweets
stalk.
right now.
That's another one. I don't really truly believe that girl's straight either. I don't know if I've talked about this on this podcast.
We'll save that for a different podcast. But I think we need to wrap it up.
So gay people have gaydar. Is that what we came up
What
with?
did we say?
Gay people have
Yes,
gaydar,
but not
but we are sometimes influenced by our actual want and desire for them to be
that messes
gay.
up.
So it kind of gets
Mhm.
murky. But when it comes to all personal gaydar, it's not good. Come full circle, Taylor
There we
Swift is
go.
queer.
There we go.
If I had a comedy special, that would be it. Just be like, because I love when they come back
I
around.
love
You know,
the
the circle, the circle around, the circle of life. Anyway, that's all I really had to say about that.
That was good conversation. Thanks for listening to the Queer Sister podcast. My name is Jasmine, and
And thanks for listening to me ramble. And I'm trying not to talk so much. You guys, I'm sorry
we're
I'm
on a
talking so much
podcast.
more
You're
than Jen.
supposed to.
This is how our conversations go.
And
And now you ain't gonna talk. That's why I talk, so we don't have dead air. I love to hear myself talk. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying not to do that. Like that's annoying. You want to let
I
someone else
enjoy it.
talk.
I enjoy all of our conversations. They're really neat.
That's why I was a class clown. I like to hear myself talk.
Yeah. All right. Sign
All
off.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Looking to start your own podcast? Buzzsprout is the easiest way to go about creating a professional podcast. Natasha and I, along with more than 100,000 other podcasters, use Buzzsprout to seamlessly get your podcast onto every major podcasting platform. You get a really cool website, podcast players that you can use on other sites, detailed analytics, and a whole host of tools to promote your episodes. If you're ready to get started on your own show using Buzzsprout, click the affiliate link in the show notes to get a $20 Amazon gift card and to help support the show. Thanks.